Aloha, Dr. Kima. My name is Evan Klum, and I will be presenting my final project to you, which will be an itinerary for a 9-day road trip through Italy, in which you will be departing on the 2nd of November. So be sure to dress warm. And here we go. So you will be flying on Lufthansa Airlines, and you will depart again, Douglas International Airport at 6:50 p.m. You will have a layover in Munich at the Franz Josef Strauss International Airport from 9:40 a.m. to 11:35 a.m. And then you will arrive on the 3rd of November at the Marco Polo International Airport in Venice at 12:50 p.m. At that time, you will, of course, disembark the plane, go and pick up your luggage, and then you will head to the thrifty car rental kiosk and pick up your car for your trip. Once you have picked up your car, you will be driving to the Venice Islands, to the San Basilio terminal, and I have mapped that out for you here. You will be spending 2 days in Venice, so once you have arrived to the terminal, you will park your car. It will be $20 a day. You will then catch a water taxi, which will cost $50, and take that to the hotel that I've chosen for you, which is the Hotel Campiello. It has a 95% guest recommendation and a 4.2 out of 5 Expedia guest rating. It does have free continental breakfast as well as free Wi-Fi, and I've chosen a room with twin beds for the two of you. As far as history goes for Venice, the current mayor is Giorgio Orsoni. Venice is a city in northeastern Italy, sited on a group of 118 small islands, and is separated by 177 canals and linked by 409 bridges. The name is derived from the ancient Veneti people who inhabited the region by the 10th century BC. The city historically was the capital of the Republic of Venice, and Venice has been known as the Queen of the Adriatic, the City of Water, City of Masks, City of Bridges, the Floating City, as well as the City of Canals. The Republic of Venice was a major maritime power during the Middle Ages and Renaissance, and a staging area for the Crusades and the Battle of Lepanto, as well as a very important center of commerce and art in the 13th century up to the 17th century. Venice has played an important role in the history of symphonic and operatic music, and it is the birthplace of Antonio Vivaldi. It is also very famous for its ornate glasswork known as Venetian glass, and is world-renowned for being colorful, elaborate, and skillfully made. The buildings of Venice are constructed on closely spaced wood piles. Most of these piles are still intact after centuries of submersion. Most of these piles were made from trunks of alder trees, a wood noted for its water resistance. Some noted people from Venice: Marco Polo, who was a trader and explorer, one of the first Westerners to travel the Silk Road to China. Genoa, who dictated in the tale of his travels known as the Milion. And then again, Antonio Vivaldi, a famous composer and violinist in the Baroque era. As far as points of interest to visit, I would highly recommend a gondola ride. Also to visit St. Mark's Square, as well as St. Mark's Basilica, the Church of San Zaccaria, the Palazzo Quirini Stampelia, also Doge's Palace, St. Mark's Clock Tower, the Rialto Bridge, and the Venetian Arsenal. I have provided a map of all these sites for you, and they are all definitely within walking distance. As far as where to eat while you're in Venice, I just truly feel like there's nothing like finding your own little hidden gem. But as far as TripAdvisor goes, where thousands of people rate all the different places, here's just a listing of the top 5 places to eat while you're there. Alfredino's, which is fresh pasta to go. That's number 1. Number 2 is the Ristorante alle Corone. Um, and number 3 is going to be the Pasticceria Tonolo. Number 4 is the Cafe Palermo, which has been said to be the best part of Venice. And number 5 is the Baccaretto dell'Ele. At 8 a.m., you will be departing your hotel and heading back to the terminal to pick up your car to drive to Florence, which I have mapped out for you. I have also put in the distance and the fuel costs for you. It should roughly be about 4 hours door to door. You will be staying at the Hotel Il Bargello, which has a 100% guest recommendation and a 4.8 out of 5 Expedia guest rating. It does also have a free breakfast as well as free Wi-Fi, free parking, and I have chosen a room with twin beds for you and your companion. As far as some history goes for Florence, the current mayor is Dario Nardella. Florence is a famous city for its history, center of medieval European trade and finance, and one of the wealthiest cities of the time. It is considered the birthplace of the Renaissance and has been called the Athens of the Middle Ages. A turbulent political history includes periods of rule by the powerful Medici family, which was one of history's most important noble families. Lorenzo de' Medici was considered a political and cultural mastermind of Italy. In the late 15th century, 2 members of the family were popes. In the early 16th century, Leo X and Clement VII. Florence was very impacted by the Black Death, or better known as the Plague. Also, Florence is a historic city which is noted for its culture, Renaissance art, and architecture and monuments. Florence is also an important city in Italian fashion, being ranked in the top 50 fashion capitals of the world. And during World War II, the city experienced a year-long German occupation from 1943 to 1944 and was declared an open city. The Allied soldiers who died driving the Germans from Tuscany are buried in cemeteries outside of the city. Some noted people from Venice are Dante Alighieri, which is a notable poet, also Donatello, a notable sculptor, Galileo Galilei, the Italian physicist and astronomer and philosopher, Raphael, who is a notable painter, and Leonardo da Vinci. So as far as points of interest to visit, again, everything is within walking distance. One place that is a must is the Cathedral of Santa Maria del Fiore, which is the Duomo, the Basilica of Santa Croce, the Badia Fiorentina, also the Piazza del Duomo, the Palazzo Vecchio, and then several other places. I have a map of points of interest for you to visit. So as far as food goes, pretty much everything in Italy is going to be pasta, pizza, sandwiches, and gelato. But again, I can't express enough, just the opportunity to find your own little gem. But as far as TripAdvisor goes, here are the top 5 places to definitely check out. Number 1 is Al Antico Vinaio, which is great for its sandwiches. La Prosciutteria, which also has great lunch and small snacks. Salumeria Verdi. Also, number 4 is going to be Amarino, which has great sandwiches. Amici di Ponte Vicio de Stefano is number 5. But you know, take that opportunity to put one on the list yourself. After your 2 days in Florence, you will be driving to Rome, which will be roughly a 3-hour drive. I do have that mapped out for you, as well as the distance and fuel cost. Your destination will be the Gravina Room San Pietro Hotel. It is a 100% guest recommended hotel, as well as a 4.5 out of 5 Expedia guest rating. It does have free breakfast, as well as free Wi-Fi, free parking, and then I've chosen a room with twin beds for you and your companion. So as far as some history goes for Rome, the current mayor is Ignazio Marino. Rome is the capital of Italy and also the province of Rome and of the region Lazio. The Vatican City is an independent country within the city boundaries of Rome. The only existing example of a country within a city. For this reason, Rome has been often defined as capital of two states. Rome's history spans more than 2,500 years since its legendary founding in 753 BC. Rome is one of the oldest continuously occupied cities in Europe. It is referred to as the Eternal City, a central notion in ancient Roman culture, the ancient world. It was successfully the capital city of the Roman Kingdom, the Roman Republic, and the Roman Empire, and is regarded as one of the birthplaces of Western civilization. Since the 1st century AD, Rome has been considered the seat of papacy, and in the 8th century it became the capital of the Papal States, which lasted until 1870. In 1871, Rome became the capital of the Kingdom of Italy, and in 1946, that of the Italian Republic. Soon after World War I, Rome witnessed the rise of the power of the Italian fascism led by Benito Mussolini, who marched on the city in 1922, eventually declaring a new Italian empire and allying with Nazi Germany. Due to treasuries and the presence of Vatican, Rome largely escaped the tragic destiny of the European cities. However, on the 19th of July in 1943, the San Lorenzo district was bombed by Anglo-American forces, resulting in about 3,000 deaths and 11,000 wounded. After the fall of Mussolini and the Italian armistice on 8th September 1943, the city was occupied by Germany and declared an open city until the liberation on June 4th, 1944. So as far as points of interest and places to go to while in Rome, you have 3.5 days there, and the list is endless. Some of the ones that I would just like to point out are the Sistine Chapel, St. Peter's Basilica, the Vatican Museum, Trevi Fountain, as well as the Colosseum, the Pantheon, Trajan's Column, Fountain of Four Rivers. But here is a map just of some places that I would definitely check out. So as far as places to go and eat, again, TripAdvisor is a great place to look. They have the #1 ranked to the very last ranked. And as far as #1 in Rome, Bazzar dello Zucchero is really great. Like Eat is #2, best sandwiches in Italy. Pensier Roma is simply the best, pizza and pasta. And then also Italian Heart, which is also pasta, pizza, and sandwiches. And then Enocio Veni Visi e Virtu, which is supposed to be quite fabulous as well. So after your 3.5 days in Rome, you will be departing and heading to Mestre, which is a small city in Venice, just a short distance from the Marco Polo airport. I have that mapped out for you, as well as the distance and the fuel cost. You will be staying at the Hotel Ducal, which is a 90% guest recommendation, and then has a 3.7 out of 5 Expedia guest rating. It does also have free breakfast, as well as free Wi-Fi, free parking, and the room that I've chosen for you has twin beds as well. So I figured at this time, once we've arrived to the hotel, it wouldn't be such a bad idea to go ahead and just relax and order room service in order to be up first thing in the morning for our flight back to Charlotte, North Carolina. We will be departing the hotel at approximately 6 a.m. In order to catch our flight back to Charlotte, North Carolina at 9:05. It is a short distance from the hotel to the airport, and I have that mapped out for you. So once we have arrived at the airport and dropped off our rental car, we will be catching our flight at 9:05 a.m. on Lufthansa Airlines. That will have a layover in Munich and will be arriving at the Douglas International Airport at 4:50 p.m. and you will be home from your trip. So the grand total of this wonderful 9-day trip through Italy is going to be $1,883.48. That does include airfare, car rental, hotel fares, as well as parking in Venice and taxi services, and then fuel costs for traveling, leaving you with $616.52, which equates to $459.04. Everything that has been quoted is quoted in American dollars, and I do hope that you do consider this trip, and thank you so much for your time, and mahalo.